Hi, everybody. God bless you. I hope you're having a beautiful day. It's Pentecost, It's the time when the Spirit aligns, and I'm in like a really deep move into clarity, into clear thinking, into amazing people and beautiful people. And the Torch family has been running for 3.5 years. We've had a group of committed people. And there's a new direction right now because we've grown so much. And we've grown to a group of 36 people. And there's been a moment for me in the last little while, like sometimes we think we're kind of a silo in the process of a dream or a process of a light or a process of love coming towards people, right? So if you're a visionary, or if you have a dream, or if you have a moment of time where you want to really grow your light, the Torch family's been about that. So we have Haji Khan Faroch, for instance. He's listening to us here. He's an amazing peace promoter. He rides his bike for peace. He's been a Torch member since the beginning of our journey. And Haji Khan Faroch is a peace promoter that has tremendous amount of consciousness, tremendous amount of love for humanity, tremendous amount of light for humanity. So the Torch family's been running this consciousness, this love, this amazing journey. And it started out with Taqwa Ahmed, and Taqwa Ahmed has been really sick for the last year, and she's starting to feel better. And the process of moving forward and direction has been a little bit like topsy-turvy because all of us have been moving and changing and directing. And this is what happens in life. This is really what happens in life. And we move and we change. And with COVID, my greatest wish now is for a group of committed people that really stand together to create entrepreneurship together, to create a shared platform, a shared relationship, a shared direction. So for 5 weeks, we're going to have 5 meetings every Sunday. I will let you know the link if you're interested. Please message me at Lynn Chittick. There's 5 Sundays, 8 to 10. It's a 2-hour meeting. And it's a 2-hour meeting where you can really see what we've done. We'll show you pictures. We'll show you what the Torch family has already accomplished. So I'm going to share one of the areas of how it got birthed. So it's pretty exciting. If you want to join me on the stream, please come in. You need Chrome, and you can talk to me about what Torch is. There's a women's gathering today, and what's happening is in the women's gathering, if any of you have signed up for the women's gathering, it's going to go to Zoom, and it's going to be a private meeting because it's a place where women can drop in emotionally, spiritually. It's not going to be live. And I posted it a few weeks ago on Eco-Inspired Women. And I really believe there's a touching in for women because for me, the world has become a place that hasn't fed the children, that hasn't been of peace, that hasn't been of right action. And for me, I want a group of committed women to work with. Rabia has been really powerful in her commitment. Rabia Mahmood, she started a leader women's group. But prior to that, I want to say about a year ago, I have been asking for this. I've been asking for women leaders to come together and really stand for building a new model of how women lead and how women love to lead. Now, men lead too, and there's all different ways to lead, but I believe that there's a moment and a crisis happening on our planet. And I've been looking at it deeply on many different areas. I believe that, Khalid, Haji Khan Faroch is a very, very amazing human being that has ridden his bike for peace for years. He's from Swabi. We've met each other. I've been to Pakistan twice. The Torch family has created, Khalid is asking this question. How do you know the person named Khan Faroch? Haji Khan Faroch. Haji Khan has been a member for many, many years. So if you want to join us, join me on this link right now, and I can have a conversation with you about what's happened with the torch. But let me play this video for you, because this is kind of our initial meetup. Our initial meetup was at a school in Balochistan. And it came out of work with Rehan Alawala. Rehan is a torch member. In its essence, he's amazing soul that supported me as a human being, supported my love, supported my commitment. He's got tremendous amount of followers. He's just a beautiful soul, and he's helped many people across the planet. Haji Khan and Taqwa came to me early on with a few other members, Zishan Fiard. We had other members that came and left, and we had a few different people, Muhammad Anam from Bangladesh. We had Akash Gupti from Nepal. We had a lot of people that started out with the torch. But people come and they go. You know, people come and they go. But Haji Khan and I have stayed steady with lighting this torch. You can see his first bike ride right here. He's stayed as an equal consciousness with me from the very beginning. And I just want to honor that, because he really stands in the commitment of peace. His commitment for peace brought in another member, Kazrat Rai. Kazrat Rai is an amazing soul, and I'll bring up his picture in a minute, but he just walked. Kazrat Rai is the third top peace promoter in the world. And he just walked in New Zealand for peace at the Christchurch shooting that happened a year ago. March was the year anniversary, and he went in March this year to walk across New Zealand to really stand for peace. When you start looking at this type, simple action for global change, that's what the Torch family is about. Simple action for global change. And it's been so amazing watching people. Taqwa Ahmed, our early founder that coined the Torch family with Shawaz Baloch. Shawaz Baloch is our general manager in Pakistan. Haji Khan Faroch is our main host in Pakistan for the nonprofit and the deep development of the nonprofit in Pakistan. We have a nonprofit here in the USA, and we also have a LLC. So what Kazrat Rai did was come in and he just said, I want to be part of this, because he wanted people to work together as well. So the gift of Kazrat Rai and Haji Khan and Taqwa Ahmed, they stood for world peace in a way of simple actions for global change, right? For me, I've been working for world peace. I worked under an organization called One Peaceful World back in my 20s. And really started developing out with a man, Michio Kushi. His dream was one peaceful world. The Torch name was coined out of his work because he died in 2014. And he really stood for one peaceful world. Now, he brought an organization called Macrobiotics out of Japan, and Macrobiotics grew around the world. And macrobiotics means large life, looking at a community of people in a large way. When I look at Kazrat Rai or Taqwa Ahmed or Shawaz Baloch or Saeed Amar, some of our early members, they all stood for this passion for the world. They all stood for this deep passion to make the world a better place. Right now, we are in one of the most chaotic times in our world. We're in the most chaotic time in our world. It's going to get worse before it gets better. I'm looking for a deep commitment between people to create systems of change that we stand together as a community of people. For the next 5 weeks, every Sunday, there's a 2-hour meeting. And that 2-hour meeting is about asking questions, developing a relationship, developing a commitment. I'm hoping some of the farmer members will come on here and share with you. But 8 to 10 every Sunday morning, I'm going to commit to this. It's going to start next Sunday on June 8th. And we're just going to share I'm going to share pictures of what's happened for us as the Torch family has moved forward. I'm going to share about stories and about commitments. And these meetings are going to be public forums on how to make the world a better place. I just was going to do it privately, and I just kind of said, no, this needs to be public because people need to hear what one group of committed people really have just done. Now, on Earth Day, we held a 48-hour Earth Day event. We co-partnered with 2020 or Bust, which is an organization that is an amazing organization out of New York City. And they co-partnered it with us because my son brought them in. And it's been just a beautiful wake-up call to me on how committed people are and how committed people are to make the world a better place. And I believe collaboration is our only way. I really do. I was just on a huge digital platform of Singularity University. I was on a platform of Digital Forum that was a global forum of platform leaders. And what I heard in those meetings was what the Torch has been up to. We've been a multicultural organization. We've been a multi-generational organization. Hamad Safi is very much part of the Torch family, but he's in his own league of what he's doing. Abdullah Samin was as a Torch member, but he's in his own league. These are young members. Mohammed Hasnain, really beautiful. He's in his own platform. Mohammed Samid in his own platform. We each have our own platforms. But what I'm really standing for right now is a group of people to create something greater than just a silo business, than a silo organization, but a group of entrepreneurs that want to make a difference for world peace. So back to Michio Kushi. Michio always came to us and he said, you know, the world is really, really in a hard place. This was, you know, I met him in 1987. And as I saw his commitment to the world, he worked 20 hours a week, 20 hours a day on world peace. And Mama Lynn has done this for the last 3.5 years. I've worked 20 hours. I've cut down a little bit because I got really sick with the COVID and it got a negative test twice, but I had all of the symptoms. And I cut down recently, and I've kind of come back through. I just graduated with a Master's of Divinity. It's my second theological degree. It's my development. But Macrobiotics became a group of people, committed people, to teach about food and health and development. And what it did teach was different platforms of ideas that Michio and Aveline came forward. I had an organization that came out of my first theological work that really is still the Torch, and it was called Humanitera. My first business was Kiraku. All right, Kiraku is part of the Torch building block because Kiraku was similar. It was a circle approach to humanity. I got a community health award by the mayor of Ithaca in 2002 for changing the community and the work that I did. I came out to California in 2008 after a really big struggle through a divorce and through some really trying times, as many of us go through. I mean, it's not anything normal, right? That we don't go through things. No, it's normal. It's normal that we go through things. It's normal that we have difficulties. It's normal that we have struggles. It's normal that we have family issues. It's normal. And I'm saying to ourselves, when are we going to change it up so we can be in the normal together and not be from a place of witnessing a silo to try to do it by ourselves because it doesn't work. I mean, the ideas that I see in the world right now are people creating businesses, calling me in to say, why don't you be part of this? Why don't you be part of that? Why don't you be part of this? Why don't you be part of that? I'm trying to do a committed group of people, and I think a lot of groups are doing this, that collaborate with each other, that create a collaboration, that create a system of change, that create a dedication of change, that you dedicate yourself to a committed group of people. I was never about Torch being my organization. And I want to put that clearly out to this people, out to the public forum. And each week I'll share this with you, what my dream is, because I believe we need our own dream. My dream is a commitment of entrepreneurs that stand together. You know, I worked as an entrepreneur my whole life, but I've been trying to build community and creativity. And the Torch family's been doing it. It's been amazing what the creativity has been. But the cohesiveness is a really hard thing to gather. It's hard to gather people together. And a lot of people now are on the platform of social media. It went from 30 million to 300 million. I was one of the 30 million on Facebook doing Facebook Lives. And there were many people online, but now people are starting to move up and out into the social sector. And it's very exciting to me to see what we're up to see what people really want to stay clear about. Fatima Aziz is here. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks, Michelle. I appreciate. This is Michelle. She just said you've got a great information inside your cells. Oh, I love you. So she's on this witch broom. Okay, this is a picture of Michelle, and we were at a macrobiotic camp together a few years ago, and we both rode the broom and said, let's be the witches. And we just like rode the wave, and it was so much fun, and it was so committed. So anyway, back to Michio Kushi. So he created this system of helping people get well. Now, I came to him with a breast tumor, but it was before that I wrote to him. No, it wasn't. It was after. I take that back. So I had a breast tumor, and I healed with my breast tumor when I was 31. I had the breast tumor diagnosed in 26 years old. But what I found with Michio was not about food and diet. It was about a spiritual pathway, a way of life called unifying principle. Now, the sun comes up and the sun goes down. That's unifying principle. The light turns into dark, the dark turns into light. That's unifying principle. The trees have a big expansiveness, and then they have a contractedness. That's universal. Our hearts and our organs and our consciousness is the same thing. So when you're connected to your physical form, there are beautiful, beautiful teachings. And maybe next week I'll read to some of the teachings of Yai Kushi. I've read them many times. But what happens for me in the passion of it all is what I believe how the torch got birthed out of this unifying principle. Now, that's my idea. But what happened for me this last few weeks after Earth Day is that my son and I have been brainstorming and developing and creating business and creating. And my friend Connie came forward and she said, let's do the green show. She's ready. So we did the green show together. And it was out of this amazing moment where she said, boy, the world is really falling apart. And I said, yeah, it's been falling apart for years and years, you know. And how do we bring it together? How do we love each other together? How do we bring the empathy for each other? How do we care for each other? How do we bring the true heart to each other? How do we open ourselves to really commit to, like, Haji Khan Farroch riding his bike across the country of Pakistan. He was riding his bike across the Pakistan. I mean, this is huge. That bike on this picture, he rode across Pakistan into terrorist sites for the last 8 or 9 years. And I was like, you need to be loved. And I want to love you and I want to support you. And I just started like sharing everything I could because he deserves it. He deserves every one of us to share his plight for peace, you know? Khazrat Rai, every one of us needs to share. They're beautiful people that we meet. I don't know how I got so lucky to meet both of them. I don't know how I got so lucky to meet Rehan, who's doing work for world peace. I don't know how I got so lucky to meet Pravin. Pravin Patel is an amazing Torch member since the beginning. He's moved into You Are the Celebrity. He's climbed mountains. He's climbed mountains in his own soul. He wasn't able to climb the mountain, but he is going to climb that mountain. Haji Khan Farroch is going to ride across his bike across America and go into, you know, the terrorist site called 9/11. Now, Mama Lynn has been gotten targeted by people, really kind of rude and crazy people that call me a terrorist because I'm involved with Pakistan. How did that get developed? How does that work? How do people call me a terrorist and target my kids and target my family and target me pretty much on a daily level to tell me that I'm a terrorist because I'm involved with Pakistan? How does that happen? How did the world become that? I'm so shocked by it all. I'm shocked that our humanity has come to this. I'm shocked that our humanity has come to this crazy feeling. Pakistan gave me love. Pakistan gave me a commitment of people that care about each other. They are far from, like terrorists. I've had so many different targetings, right? So when we stand together, Michio, I know, was targeted now. I get that his family was targeted. I get everything about it. But, John Lennon from the Beatles, John Lennon and Yoko were part of Michio and Aveline's life. They stood for peace, If you look at what Yoko has done, she's got a huge peace promotion. And I'll show you next week what she's done. Because I believe that dream is the same dream that Michio had, and One Peaceful World is the same dream that many of us carry. And many of us better carry it strong right now, because we don't have much more time to be able to stand for much more of this violence around the world. This is crazy. The violence of COVID is the violence of science not connecting with humanity. We're not connecting. We're not bridging the gaps. Science is a beautiful thing. I'm an RN. I love what science has done, but we're not bridging the gap to the human heart and how the human heart and science can come together and build something so much greater than what we have. As an RN, I've watched people die alone. Their family members are too busy to watch them. In my own family, when I was sick, it was too busy. I get it, but we can't be alone in this. We can't be alone in our humanity right now. We can't be alone in the way that we are. We can't be alone in the consciousness that we are. It's too deep. It's too deep. So one of the areas that we've built is Eco-Inspired Living. It's our blog that came out of my son. I am eternally grateful to my son. I'm going to start crying. My son came to me after college, and he saw solar panels in my store. I had a sustainable store. And I was wrapping packages of bean burritos with Kiraku. Kiraku meant the key energy is joyful, peaceful, and restful. My dream of One Peaceful World is that we're joyful, peaceful, and restful. We need to be joyful, peaceful, and restful. Kiraku was my name. And I said, if anything, I want to stand for that within myself. And I worked a lot to get to that. I worked diligently, spiritually, emotionally, and carried that vision. Kiraku. Key energy is joyful, restful, and peaceful. We need a joyful, peaceful generation right now. I've got tears. I'm sorry. But my son came to me out of college at the engineering school, and he started installing solar. Well, he's built the largest solar structure in the world out of Oman. And he worked for a company to do that as an engineer. And he went out on his own a couple years ago, and he built his own platform after getting laid off. And now what, Mom? Shucks. We get laid off from these jobs, and people don't care about our humanity, and people don't get us fired because of ignorance. It's crazy. And so what I heard on the forum of Singularity, there were 4 women on the Singularity platform, and they were sharing about the empathy and the heart of this country and the heart of every country right now coming together to say, what are we doing? What are we really doing to a people? And, I lectured all over Pakistan for 2 years in a row. The first year it just happened by complete mystery to me. Complete mystery. I got to lecture in the first place, was Islamabad. I lectured at Karam Zuberi's place. He started Jumpstart, and I partnered up with Karam, and he actually did an amazing gift to bring me into his fold and watch over me, kind of like a brother, to watch over me to go to Pakistan. And he watched over me with love. And he had people show up for me. And he brought people with love. And some people in that team crossed me during the time. And it was like, okay, this is what, I didn't know anything about Pakistan. Haji Khan Faroch showed up, and he and his cousin drove me all around. And we lectured, and we went here and we went there, and it was amazing. Like, it was just like this amazing journey. And Mama Lynn lectured over the whole country. But I lectured about torchonomics, and I want to share just a little bit of that, but you'll learn more in the next 5 weeks. From 8 to 10 every Sunday, I'm going to share. And I just want to share with you that eco-inspired living comes out of my child having allergies, and that I got rid of them from eating natural foods and organic foods, and the allergies were gone. I had a breast tumor. The allergies and the breast tumor were gone. I had a daughter that the medical society said she could never move her arm, and within a month I had her arm moving. I knew there was a mystery to healing, and I'm a healer. Ideally, I'm a healer in my own right, but I spiritually have to say the torch that we've grown is the light. So I think I'm rambling. I'm going to play this movie for you that I said I would, about the Torch School. Here's a group of 100 orphans. I'm going to tell you a little bit about this school. I'm going to put Haji Khan back up. If you want to join the stream, you can come in. You have to have a Chrome. Please come on. I'm going to just share for a little bit. If you're one of the women that want to talk deeper, we'll be starting right around 10:30 to maybe a quarter to 11 on a Zoom, and I'll put the Zoom. All you have to do is message me, come on here, and I'll send you a private link. I want to share a little bit about Balochistan. Balochistan is on the border of Afghanistan, if you don't know. Balochistan is a place that I didn't even know was a dangerous place. I had no idea. But when I went to Pakistan in 2019, I was not able to go there. But a lot of that is, there's war going on. And war is everywhere. It's not just Balochistan. It's everywhere. War is everywhere, guys. It's not just in Balochistan. It's not just in Pakistan. It's just not in Palestine. It's not in, it's everywhere. It's everywhere. We somehow bring these ideas that we can come into a community of people and say it. We target Pakistan. We target Afghanistan. We target Iran. We target Palestine. We target Israel. We target people instead of saying, grow up and wake up and love one another. Your brother and sister is there that hold the baby, and they hold the baby with love. Right now, there's a bunch of war in USA. There's so much violence in USA right now. It's shocking. It's shocking. I've never seen it. I've never seen the violence like this. But it's because people are fed up. People are really fed up. People are hurt. People are wounded. People of color, people of race. I pray all over the world that we see each other as not color. Michio Kuchi used to say that the reason for pigments in the skin is because of where your ancestors came from. It's the pigment of where your ancestors came from. It's nothing about anything more. It's about gentrification, of colonization, and people raping the earth of humanity, of the true humanity. People raping the earth of true humanity. The true humanity that we share and we care about is our brothers and sisters. The true humanity that we care about and share about are our brothers and sisters. That is our true community. And Balochistan only happened, the school only happened because of one person, and his name is Rahmat Ullah. And Ramat Ullah somehow got to listen to Mama Lynn and saw what I could give him. I don't know why. I'm just a human being, just like you. But I said to him, let's grow some seeds together for the children. And he did. And I'll share a couple of videos in the next few weeks of what this school has done. And I pray to God, anybody that has resources, send some money to them. Somebody said along the way, oh, he's just ripping off people and he's just taking my money. I don't believe that's true about Ramat Ullah. I don't believe that about Ramat Ullah. Ramat Ullah is the Torch family. And I believe they were struggling and it's real. And I believe the school was struggling and it's real. And I believe that we as a humanity are struggling and it's real. I believe that each human has gone through trauma after trauma and it's real. Trauma is a body reaction to what's going on here. Every single one of us has it. Every single one of us has gone through trauma. We're going through great trauma with COVID right now. We're all being triggered. We're all being just like shocked that the world has become this, right? I have my own ideas about it. You have your own ideas about it. We share different views about it. But that doesn't mean we don't love. We have reactions. We have anger. We have frustration. But that doesn't mean we don't love. We act from trauma. We act from issues. We act from different things. But that doesn't mean we don't act from love. We're human. When are we going to grow up that we're just human? We're human. We're really human. That's all we are. So here's the movie. Okay, I'll share it. This is a school that I started working with. And when you see the plants in the playground, that school had no plants. When you see the flowers in the playground, that school had no flowers. If you see that school daily now, it does prayers in the Islam tradition, and I watch these children come out and do prayers. And I'm sure some of those kids might not want to do prayers or might not want to come live, but these kids go out and do prayers. I mean, this is huge. Who is doing prayers for peace? We have a video of kids praying for peace at this school. I'm going to start crying again. I'm sensitive today. I'm sensitive to the violence. I'm sensitive to the people. I'm sensitive to what's going on. I'm sensitive to the humanity. And it's okay to have tears. It's okay to cry out when you need to cry out. But this school is precious to me. This school is precious because it's giving prayers for peace. Kids are learning prayers for peace. What's a greater gift than that? Is that really what we're calling terrorism? Pakistan? I love you, Pakistan. I love you. It's deep. It's deep. I'm a theologian. A lot of people in Islam try to convert me to be a Muslim, but I'm a Christian woman because I grew up Christian and I've tried on all these different religions in its essence because I was like, what is all this? Why do people separate? So I did 10 years of Buddhist. I did 10 years of Native American. I did 10 years of, 5 years of being Catholic. I came back to my Protestant roots because the roots of my ancestors were Protestant. That's as simple as that. And my ancestors were calling, and they call us. Our ancestors call us. Now, if you choose to be in a different religion, you choose to be Buddhist, you choose to be atheist, you choose to be whatever you are, you're human. And that's all we are. We're not anything except practicing a religion. We're practicing something to be better people. We're practicing something to be a better person. We're practicing something to be a better human being. I hope. That's what I see in all of them. They're amazing. Buddhism taught me this deep richness within myself that could hold me strong. And I love what I learned. Native American taught me deeper compassion for collective ceremony and ritual. I'm a pipe carrier. I have been gifted a peace pipe by the elders of the world. My name is Quasqueemque. I don't say that often because I don't practice that as often. But I got involved in a group of Mayan elders the day after my graduation. I was invited the day before my graduation by a group of elders called the Jaguar Council, and they invited me in. And I kind of recoined my passion for spirituality in a way that it's okay to say this to all people, that my name is Quasqueemque. Quasqueemque means corn woman. And the elders gave that to me. They gave that name to me. It was a name given to me. It wasn't a name I picked. My name, Lynn Susan Chittick, is a name my parents picked. The Buddhist elders gave me the name Linpo. Linpo means teacher of spiritual consciousness, spiritual chakra system, spiritual light. These are names given. I didn't ask for them. I just was given them. I didn't ask for my name, Lynn Susan Chittick. That's my parents' given name. The only name I claimed for myself in the Franciscan school in my first theology degree, we had to pick a name for our ceremony. And this is the name I picked, Lynn Claire. And it was Lynn Claire because Claire meant light. I didn't even ever think about torch and Claire. Lynn Claire is my Franciscan name. I wear the Franciscan cross around my neck. Francis is dear to me. Francis has carried me. It's why I practiced Catholicism for a while. But this is the Franciscan cross, and I wear it because it's dear to me, because Francis had what I wanted. He taught the world about ecological true connection. It was the people connection. It was the light connection. It was the love connection. It was the commitment to love. It was the commitment to live to the earth and the animals and the birds and the bees, and he committed. Francis taught me something that I could claim a name for myself in this life. So Lynn Claire stuck. I just go by Mama Lynn now. I go by Mama Lynn because the children gave me that name. So those are 5 names, who I am. I don't know who you are. I don't know what the names have been given to you and how they've been given. But this is the simplicity of that whole story. Michio said, sound is sound. And when you're in the practice of life, the word, the holiness of the word is sound. It's a sound. It's a sound vibrational consciousness. I was given names by God. It wasn't anything else. The elders got it from prayer and God. My mother and father gave me that name in the womb because they got it from God. You know, everything comes from this great universe. And you can call God the great universe. You can call God the great spirit. You can call God Allah. I love you. Whatever you call God. I love you. God is God to me. That's it. Simple actions for global change is what the Torch family did. So here's our movie. I want to share about my names because the group of Mayan elders that I got involved with yesterday got bombed, Zoom bombed. There were people of ugliness that came in and tried to attack the meeting. I came out of there and I went into a little bit of my own trauma. It went into my family trauma. It went into like the whole day of coming back to humility, coming back to the human heart, coming back to my tears. What are we doing to each other? What are we doing to each other? What are we bringing to each other? What, on any given day, what do we do with each other? What do we bring to each other? What do we actually stand for each other? How do we stand for each other? How do we bring to each other something of grace? How do we carry each other from grace? How do we carry the humanity?
Hello friends, I would like to show you our school. This is our school signboard. Inside of our school, friends, this is a solar school. You can see our solar. This is all beautiful. You can see the flowers. It's a green school. We would like to show you the computer lab. Hello teacher. Yes, this is the computer lab. You can see all the kids are learning different programs. So, hello Isanla, what are you doing?
I'm learning typing soccer.
Yes. What would you like to say about Taj family?
Long live Taj family.
Hello? Yes, what would you like to?
Thank you, Mama Line for seeds.
Yes, Mr. Hussain.
Mama Line, you are so kind.
Always support you and the Taj family, and we are proud to be working with you and also working under your leadership. Thank you so much.
So that's our school. I'm going to play it one more time because I need to see it again because my heart's a little achy. And I'm going to play it one more time.
Hello friends, I would like to show you our school. This is our school signboard. Inside of our school, friends, this is a solar school. You can see our solar. This is all beautiful. You can see the flowers. It's a green school. We would like to show you the computer lab. Hello teacher. Yes, this is the computer lab. You can see all the kids are learning different programs. Hello, Isanda, what are you doing?
I'm listening to soccer.
Yes. What would you like to say about Taj family?
Long live Taj family.
Hello? Yes, what would you like to?
Thank you, Mama Line for seeds.
Yes, Mr. Hussain.
Mama Line, you are so kind.
I will support you and the Taj family, and we are proud to be working with you and also working under your leadership. Thank you so much.
This is the Torch family, you know? So I don't need to be on a rant anymore. I'm a little bit in a raw place because of many things. But I just want to be real with you. I just want to be real for the next 5 Sundays from 8 to 10. We're going to be doing the Torch family. And I'm going to share what's happened in 3.5 years. And hopefully Torch members will come on and share with you their experience of what we created. So for 5 weeks from 8 to 10, I hope you join us on a Sunday. It starts next week. And if anybody wants to join the Torch family as an entrepreneur with your own dream for a better world, for a better green world, you know, for this, to lighting the spark for peace. Torch means the organization for realizing change in humanity. That's it. Lighting the spark for peace. It's a simple action for global change. Torch Seeds, our logo. You can really find us on a couple of different things. We're basically Torch Peace Ambassadors. We're Torch Peace Ambassadors that really want to make a difference. Torchseeds.com is our first attempt to really create something that shows a little bit more of who we are. Now, we're in 9 countries, but the actions in 9 countries are not taking as much action. So for 5 weeks series, we're asking people that want to commit to be with the Torch to be committed people for sparking the world for peace. It is not about my dream. It's about a spark for peace. It is not a dream other than many people's dream that came before me. Torch Seeds comes out of the work that I did out of the school that you just saw. Because my daughter was talking to those kids when she was 15. She's 18 now. But she was 15 talking to kids from one of the wealthiest communities in the world, Marin County. And I'm a single mom. I don't know why I'm here, but I'm here. Marin County, I know why I'm here. I just finished a degree. But Marin County to Balochistan to Marin County, connecting through high level of consciousness through technology, people making a difference in community and connection through technology. This is what the Torch family's done. This is what the Torch family's done. So for 5 weeks, I'm going to show you what we've accomplished, and it's amazing. And I think you'll love the story. I think you'll love the stories. I think you'll see the commitment to the stories. I think you'll see what we are committed to. My personal passion is so many, I have so many passions, but my son kind of coined it well. Eco-inspired living is what I believe the 4 pillars fit really well. Peace, health, environment, and technology. An eco-inspired living life is about peace, health, environment, and technology. You've got to have peace within yourself to live close to the earth. You've got to have, so the Torch family wants to build out apps for peace, for meditation, for prayer, that are universal. They're not just for one religion, but they'll be universal practices to bring peace inside. We'll have people like Haji Khan talk about peace, or Khazrat Rai. You know, their passions for peace. They'll be teaching in Torch schools as we move along. So this fall we'll have an online platform, an academy, Torch Academy, which will bring these 4 pillars that the world so much needs. The environment, these are all universal pillars. Peace is a universal pillar. It has no gender, it has no race, it has no religion, but it has its essence in all of our dream, sparking the world for peace. The environment, as we know, with climate change, you know, there's so much controversy that science and humanity don't mix. And my prayer is that humanity and science come together in Torch environment work. That science comes together so that the children that we brought seeds to in Pakistan, I'll show you the movie throughout the next 5 weeks. But what we did in Pakistan with Torch Seeds was brought the movie to the full fledge of consciousness. And that full fledge was that I brought it into classrooms. And the one classroom that we handed seeds out to were 10th graders in Pakistan, in Sindh near Karachi. And I handed out seeds, and my good friend Abdul was there, and my good friend Zishan Ali was there, and Saeed Azimi was there, my good friend, and his son, Ikhlas. And there were teachers there and administrators there, and they were learning about chemistry. And they invited me into the classroom, which I am eternally grateful. And I went in the classroom to speak to these 10th graders. And I talked to them about peace, health, environment, and technology. That the Torch family is building a platform for kids to connect to kids through practical application. Peace, health, environment, technology, all unifying principles. So I'm going to bridge to you right now the environment part. The environment part was about that chemistry class learning about seeds. And one of the questions that came out of that class was the boy said, what do we do with the soil of that class? And I said, well, this is where your chemistry comes in. Can you grow these seeds with your chemistry and teach about seeds and teach about soil through chemistry? And he was like, wow, he got it. And the whole class got it. But their class of chemistry and putting knowledge in became something practical that they could actually put their hearts around, which we have gone so far away from for our kids. We taught chemistry. My daughter can't stand chemistry. I don't think, you know, I get curious, so I love learning. But the curiosity in our children have gotten lost through this academic nonsense that we have not even studied practical application to life. There's no practical in chemistry today. There's only knowledge putting in. And maybe a few of those people will use chemistry in their life, but in order to become a nurse, you got to learn chemistry. How many nurses will know deeper levels and carry that forward, or will they just pay the exam? I had to just learn chemistry to take the exam. I learned electrons and I learned electrodes and I learned but I moved it further and said, what is it about? Michio showed the chemical, I'll have to show you that in the next few weeks, but you know, the square of, I'm totally going blank right now. I'm embarrassed. But anyway, it's a new way of thinking on how to integrate a school. I talked to Michio so many times. I said, Michio, we need a school about the unifying principle. We need to teach practical application to students, that they have a passion, and then put a child into where their passion is. So if a child's really interested in watching Haji Khan ride his bike across Pakistan, We should get that child into looking at peace promoters around the world. Who are the peace promoters in America? Who are the peace promoters in Nepal? Who are the peace promoters in India? Who are the peace promoters in Africa? There's peace promoters all over the world. But wouldn't it be great to have a child learn about that? Wouldn't it be great for Haji Khan to share his passion on a technological platform? This is what we're doing. Practical application. I'm giving you a natural way to move forward through peace, health, environment, and technology. So the chemistry class became environment. When it came to health, I worked in a classroom of, I think it was, let me think of which class I might have talked about health. I talked a lot when I was in Pakistan, because for me, energy just comes in the moment. Like all of us, it works the same way. We just kind of put something on us and we don't actually act human. We act like as if we should be somebody. We should be a doctor and only be a doctor. We should be a nurse and only be a nurse. We should be a theologian and only be a theologian. We should be a peace promoter and only be a peace promoter. Haji Khan is a grandfather, husband. He has all the areas of life that you have. You know, he needs money like you all need. I want to support him, but I can't do it alone. So health, when it comes to health, I have to say that Torch Health has one of the greatest platforms, and it's how Torch started. Humanitera started as a health promotion, and it was Table Talk Health. Table Talk Health is about sitting around the table and saying, what is really going on? How is Haji Khan in all of the areas of his life? What can we surround him in his life right now? You know, what can we do to support him in his current condition of health? His current condition. Now, he takes good care of his health. He wouldn't be riding his bike across Pakistan, would he? If he didn't take care of his health. He could teach us something, right? About health. So it's not like the pillars stand alone, but the pillars stand connected. The pillars stand loved. The pillars stand caring and connected. When we think about technology, so much of us right now are listening to a technological platform called StreamYard. I'm eternally grateful to StreamYard. I'm eternally grateful to Rehan for turning me on to StreamYard. Now, I know that Facebook came up with a new live. I don't know how to get on it, so I need somebody to teach me how to get on it because something got a mess. I tried. And then I went on Zoom and they connected to Facebook with this new platform, and that didn't work. So I'm kind of in a loss because technology moves faster than me. And I don't know about you, but we need technological savvy consciousness to be able to help all people, including elders. Can you imagine an elder in a nursing home connecting to another elder in a nursing home? I did that. I went with a 92-year-old that was a friend and took her to dinner at a facility. She lives alone. And I took her to a facility of a 94-year-old. And they met and we had dinner. But guess what I did? I took them Facebook Live. So I have a Facebook Live of these two people meeting for the first time and then seeing what could happen with them sharing their lives. Do you know how many good stories could happen from elders sharing their lives? Everybody thinks they need to have a really, whatever. I get really discouraged that we think that we're not human and we think we have to only interview special people instead of just a person. I want to interview all people. I want to get to know you. I want to get to know you for your heart. I don't care. I didn't get to know Haji Khan because he rode bikes. I got to know Haji Khan because he shared his life with me. And we shared with each other what his dream was. And I said, oh my gosh, I got to know Takwa by sharing her life. They are amazing people. But we get competitive in a way that we think we should be somebody that we're not. And we get competitive in a way that we think that we're um, trying to be something that we're not. Fatima has been a newer member of the Torch family. We've been together maybe almost 7 months, something like that. Fatima met me in Pakistan. We met in January, and she brought a child to my lecture. And I was so excited that she brought a child to my lecture. Because for me and for Haji Khan, it's about the next generations. It's about the next generations of what the heck we're building. And I sure don't want to build what's here today. I don't want to build people crashing in windows and hitting windows and tearing people's businesses apart and taking all of the things that they bought with their hard-earned money. It's just sad. I also don't want to be about one country to the next country, about one people versus the next people. I really want to be about this. This is what I want to be about. Lighting the spark for peace. And if you want to join me and you want to join the Torch family, it's going to take a serious commitment right now because I'm only standing for that. We're standing for really creating something powerful. Doesn't mean you give up your dream by any means. You don't give up your dream about lighting spark for peace, but you do pick a pillar. You pick a peace, health, environment, or technology. And I'm going to speak it every day this week. You pick one of those pillars and you stand by it. You stand by really sparking the world right now in your passion. You stand by a commitment to the earth so that the world can live in a better place. You stand by committing to a once a week meeting to say, okay, how are we doing? How can we help you? And if you're running a show, that we commit to showing you all around the world what you're up to. And I have these amazing elders right now, and I am so excited about inviting them to share with you. And I share things all the time about people doing amazing things because I believe it's a time of prayer. I believe it's a time of a placement. I believe it's a time when we need to come together, to journey together, to love one another, to care about each other in a deep level, to spark, lighting the spark for peace. You can find a number of the members here. We aren't completed on our Torch. We have an NGO platform coming. I'm building it very carefully because it has to be built out so that when I have it completed, it will be the commitment of these 5 weeks together, of the people together building it, not just me. I built this with one other family member, Abdul Fatah Sumro. He and I built this together, torchseeds.com. We did our best. There's more to be done. It needs input from other members. This is not about building this alone. There's no way people can build something. But Torch Seeds gives an opportunity for kids to connect to kids worldwide. Kids to connect to kids globally. We have 55,000 kids now, starting with 100 that you saw the movie. Now, we have a Actions of Impact page, and it came out of Earth Day. But the Torch family itself has a blog, ecoinspiredliving.com, and Sirius members can have a display there and a committed commitment there. But we're bringing in people that are interested from all different walks of life here as a blog for Eco-Inspired Living. This is my son's blog that he put up because he knew my commitment to the world. He knew my commitment to humanity. I've been doing it his own life. His whole life, he's been meeting elders from all different walks of life. You know, last week, one of my saddest moments was a group of committed people through Kripalu Yoga Center. Kripalu Yoga Center sits in a town of Lenox, Massachusetts. And I went to Kripalu back in 1992. I moved over to Beckett, Massachusetts. Michio Kushi wanted to build a building with me to create a very powerful platform for families to come together because he knew my commitment to love. The building that needed work, my father went to it with me and my husband. I was married for 15 years. I'm divorced. Not to my liking, but I was divorced. And my father said the building needs too much work. My husband was a golf pro, is a golf pro. He's my ex-husband now. And he had a dream to own his own golf course. So as we were driving away from the building, I saw this property and I said, "What is that?" And the guy said, "Oh, that's an old golf course." And I said, "You're kidding." It was only 2 miles from the building that Michio wanted to give me. 2 miles down the road. I mean, I was like, you know, the building that Michio wanted to give me was about my dream. But my husband's dream was to build a golf course. And for me, I wanted to build a natural golf course so that it didn't have chemicals for the world. So we moved onto that land in 1993. We grew that land as a lease. We bought it for $175,000 with a 5-year. We had a 3-year balloon payment. We got to lease it first, and then a balloon payment to buy the property. It was $175,000. It was 43 acres, and it had a 9-hole golf course, par 3. And the golf course was amazing, but it hadn't been used. So it had a lot of chemicals probably in the initial patterning. But it was a farm and a farmhouse that needed a tremendous amount of work. And we moved into that property and leased this property, left our home in Ithaca. We had 15 acres in Ithaca where I held a tremendous amount of events. But I followed my husband's dream. The day I did that, Michio came to me. And he got really angry at me. And he said, "You're not here to build a golf course." And I said, "No, I'm not here to build a golf course, but I'm married and I have a commitment to my husband." And he got really mad. He said, "You're here to build world peace." Well, come to find out that that was pretty true what happened. My husband fell apart there. He got sick. I went outside of the home after teaching Kripalu Yoga Center. And community people came together and said, "Why don't you build dinners in your home every week? And we'll start supporting you by coming to dinner," because they loved my food. Mama Lynn has a very powerful energy of understanding food and commitment to food. And it's from God. I really believe it's true. It's not even from a macrobiotic understanding in its essence, but it is macrobiotic in its essence, because macrobiotic means large life, meaning the view of God, the view of love, the view of unifying principle, right? It became food because Michio said the only way we're going to get people connected to the land again is to eat well enough so that they can remember that they came from the food that they ate. Now, this was his dream. If they eat good quality food, they'll remember their own personal dream, and then they'll remember who they came from, which was God, from this beautiful earth that's been created in God's light, right? This was such a thing to wrap my head around. But it was powerful, right? We eat in the mother's womb. You know, your mother ate to become you. You became because your mother ate food. You became who you are because your mother ate food to help you grow in her womb. But the food came from the earth. And if you put good food in, the baby will grow close to nature, which nature is not sick with COVID right now. The trees are not getting COVID. So believe me, I believe in the dream of one peaceful world, but I also believe in this understanding. So back to my sadness last week. My good friend Sushila, I've done work with her. She's very involved with Pakistan now because of my connection to her to say you gotta come forward. And she made her own community and loves Fatima and loves the community. And she said on her Facebook page that Kirpala Yoga Center was closing. 450 people are getting laid off. But it was a community. It was a community of people to envision, you know, yoga has 4 pillars in itself. Live close to God. Let me think if I can remember it. One of the yoga principles is live close to God, live close to community, like build yourself a yogic life, live connected, live yourself into health and wellness. And I think the last one is live with spirit. I'm sorry I don't remember the 4 yoga principles, but they're beautiful. Yoga has a beautiful principle. But I lived at Kirpala Yoga Center after my divorce. And I had a room, and my children had a room on the property with their dad, and we built, you know, a 2-month hiatus till we could get a house again because we had left the golf course. And I did a 40-day silent retreat. And I came back to a lot of chaos. And I went through a lot of hardship after my 40-day silent retreat to discern my marriage. I wanted to stay married. I wanted to commit to what I had committed to with my family. My family was beautiful to me. We had people from all over the world living with us. That wasn't easy on my ex-husband. We had people from all over the world that had cancer and, you know, homeless, and, you know, that wasn't easy for my husband. And I accept that today, that my dream and his dream didn't match. My dream was to build community and to build collective consciousness and to build love and to build community in a way that we take care of our own, that we take care of people and we love people. I'm not really meant to live alone. I might start crying again. I'm meant to live in community. And when I visited Pakistan, I felt like the community was so rich. And I remember people in Pakistan saying, Mama Lynn, you can live with our family and we'll take care of you for the rest of your life. And I remember people saying that, not one family, but many families. That's pretty huge. That's pretty huge. That's about a commitment to love. That's about this for me. They saw value in another human being. So for me, value in another human being is about loving that human being. Value in another human being is about caring for another human being. Value in another human being is about lighting the spark for peace. Our elders need each of us to stand forward. Our elders need people to build and to commit. Our elders need people to love one another. Our elders need torch peace ambassadors like Haji Khan, Hazrat Rai, Taqwa Ahmed to build the world for peace. They need the children. If I could just share the stories in the next 5 weeks with you, what happened to the children and what the stories are about the children, you'll be pretty impressed. So I hope you join me from 8 to 10 for the next 5 Sundays. It's my commitment to humanity right now. From the chaos and from the hell on earth that I'm seeing, there's true hell on earth. And I don't swear often. I don't like to swear. I say the F word when I get angry. But dang, you know, it's a pretty rough world. I'm human. You're human. We need to love one another. We need to care about each other. We need to love one another. We need to open about caring for the world. Thank you, Marcia. Masha just writes, thank you, Lynn Chittick. You articulate so well with the many dimensions of the global message. Thank you. Thank you, Masha. Masha is a feng shui master. She came on to our green home Marin. I have started my local connectedness with my friend Connie here in Marin to build a green show, to build people's lives so that they can have a healthy green home. We're on every Sunday morning at 9 o'clock. Oh boy, that's going to commit. Oh, my commitment. So we'll have to create this show maybe differently. I apologize. I just ran into our show. No, our show is on Saturday. I take that back. Sorry. I just lost track here. This show every week is happening. Marsha just came on it. Actionsofimpact.com. She came on Earth Day with us. I believe she's a Torch member in her heart, and I hope you join us, Marsha, to become a Torch member. Because you are a global thinker. She's from an amazing family of feng shui masters, and she has a lot to give the earth. And I think we should support her. But Connie and I do this Actions of Impact /green home every week. And this is a commitment to love, right? This is a commitment. There we go. There we go. Good. That's what Torch is. Exactly. Please join us. Please join us. So be of love, be of light, be of care, be of wonder. The next 5 weeks, Marsha, that's what I'm asking people. If you want to be part of the Torch family, come on for 5 weeks, and then we'll sign documents, and you're going to become a Torch ambassador for peace, because we need to structure it, because we're at the point where we're getting money to be able to help support the systems of change that we've already put in place. It's really important. It's really important that we stand for love. It's really important that we stand for caring for each other. It's really important that we stand for a commitment to love. And if we don't stand that as a people, there's nothing to give the next generations except a continued hell on earth. And I'm not really wanting to do that. I don't know about you. I think it's deep and it's rich and it's important and it's key to where we want to head. It's key to what we want to do as a humanity. It's key to what health of our communities is. It's key to what commitment is. And I hope you join us. That's all I can tell you. So 5 weeks, Sundays from 8 to 10 a.m. I'm going to be on here and I'm going to share stories and I'm going to play our movie one more time for anybody that just came on. This is our first commitment that happened 3.5 years ago by working with a school in Pakistan, by me not knowing anything about Pakistan. I've been to Pakistan now twice. I've lectured all over the country. I've tried to look at Islamophobia as a real sickness, just like the sickness all over the world, thinking that Pakistan's a terrorist community. It's not. It's nonsense of what people think. It's ignorance of what people think. People to trust people takes people to learn about each other. In order to trust each other, you need to learn about what's going on with me. And we don't take time. We don't take time in our own families to learn how we trust each other. We don't take time in our own connection. Thank you. Yay. Thank you. Yeah, Pacific time. But we don't take time to get to know each other. We don't take time to love one another. We don't take time to be independent and show our passion to each other. We don't take time to learn to trust each other. Do we? Do you take time to get to know your family member? I barely do. I get too busy and it rocks the boat of my home. And I have to step back in and get humble and say, what a mess I made. I have to get humble to get to know my family members. I have to get humble to love them. The world worked so fast and so furious and so amazingly uncommitted to each other that the world has become hell on earth. The world has become its nature of people not knowing people. Homo sapiens not knowing Homo sapiens. So as Michio's final words before he died, Homo pacem, peaceful human beings we need to become, so that we can grow our communities to trust one another, that we can grow our communities for peace, we can grow our communities of climate change, we can grow our communities with good, healthy practices and help each other. If I'm not eating well, you can call me on it and say, let's go. Why aren't you eating well? Well, this is really hard. We have to bring our order of life to the full platform of who we are, or we're not going to have anything. And technology to get to know each other. The Torch family has some gift that I can't even describe. It's grown organically. It's grown consciously. It's grown with love. Michelle Clifford, if you're still here, I want you to join us. Fatima, we love you. You're an amazing soul. I'm so excited you're on board with us, with the Torch family. I'm so excited that Haji Khan Faroch is with us. I'm so excited that Abdul is with us. I'm so glad that Gufran Khan is with us. But the commitment takes a commitment to show up, to know what the Torch family really is. And when you can know what the Torch family really is, maybe you'll understand. Gufran Khan is with us. Fatima, Ashok Nishal is with us. He just deeply sings songs for peace. That's all Ashok Nishal does. But people want to judge what he does. But he's a lover of song and music. And he's a beautiful soul. Your soul has to love the people beside you. I'm not sure who you are, Rick Bruno, but thank you for all this. God bless you. I hope you create love, and feel free to join us if you want to learn in the next 5 weeks. We might get Zoom bombed, we might get StreamYard bombed, we might have messages that are toxic, but we can keep going. I get really, really clear that the Torch family has something deeply. The Torch family has something that is beyond what I've seen people in commitments take. If you want to work together for peace, if you want to love your brothers and sisters on the planet, there's many groups that are doing what we're doing. I'm not here then anymore to give people support and love. I'm not here to give any greater support than to care for humanity. Fatima Aziz has her own dream of owning her own school, like Haji Khan's dream to ride his bike, like Khazrat Rai to ride his bike. The true passion has to come from the internal change to find that dream within you. And I know you can do it, especially if you're loved. You can find your dream if you're loved. You can find your community if you're loved. You can find your tribe that loves you. But if your tribe is trying to fight each other or trying to say this isn't happening, or there's nowhere to go except a deep idea. So it comes back to this: beautiful people, bringing beautiful people into your life, bringing beautiful people that commit, bringing beautiful people that want to make the world a better place. Because the dream of one peaceful world is way bigger than Michio Kushi could ever accomplish. And before he died, he said it would take 2,000 years for people to commit to eat well, to live in peace, to live in a healthy environment, to live in technology towards nature instead of against nature. Technology is moving big, quick against nature. But I want to turn technology towards nature and make it work for us. Thank you for listening. Thank you for loving me. Thank you for sharing with me. Thank you for caring. Thank you for your compassion. Thank you for what you do. Thank you for being human. I'm sensitive. I have tears. I cry easy. But right now we have Torch Farm up in Chitral, and we have a farm school down in Chakwal. And this is huge. So God bless you all. Thank you for loving me. Thank you for lighting the way of your own light. Thank you for lighting the torch. Thank you for lighting the torch. I show you the Torch family page. This is the Torch family. You can go on it on Facebook. That's a free page to join. Torch, the page that says Torch, the Organization for Realizing Change, is a page of people wanting to commit but not going into the inner circle. And then we're going to build a page, a very rich page called The Torch Family. And it's going to be a committed page where people really commit to be part of the world to make the spark for peace. And we'll be having the nonprofit and sharing economy together and sharing any NGO money to coming in together and sharing a commitment to bring together something rich for society. And we have a platform, we have a new platform that we've built out called Renewable Dream Team. And there's 3 friends from Pakistan that work with my son and me. And that's been really, really a big deal. And we've got 2 people from the Philippines that work with him. So we have 5 people right now on Renewable Dream Team, which is our platform that hosts this show, the Green Home Show, the Torch Family Show. We're going to be really developing this out so that you can have your own show. We can market for you. We can create for you. We're growing in a really exponential way. We've got really cool people coming in. Build your dream. Build it strong and be a beautiful person so that our kids can see the beautiful people.